Good morning, good afternoon, good night. I hope wherever you are and whatever you're doing, you're having a pleasant and wonderful time. And welcome to Phoenixia Productions, the Ugly Truth podcast with samphoenixia, where I share the most ugliest truth to make your future a little more beautiful. Welcome to this podcast, everyone. I am excited because, as you can see, we have a whole new logo, a whole new intro, and a whole new of everything. So, what is Phoenixia Productions all about? Phoenixia Productions is an enterprise which is run by me, and it has started since last week. Phoenixia Productions has been in the works, though, for about 2 years, but because of my previous commitments, I couldn't find the time to actually sit down and do this. Now I have the time, and now it started. So, welcome to your channel, and I hope I can take you guys on the journey I'm going through and share with you exciting stuff every day. So, today's topic, which has been chosen by the viewers on Phoenixia Productions Instagram, is going to be lessons we learned from COVID. And if you'd like me to talk about a topic, please follow Phoenixia Productions on Instagram, because that's where we will be publishing topics that I will be talking about. So please go ahead, choose a topic when it's published, and we'll get the most highest rated topic, and I will talk about it. So, lessons we've learned from COVID. I think I'm gonna go generally into this and kind of say through my eyes of what we have learned, or actually what I have learned through my eyes and through my view of COVID-19. So, I'm not going to get into the background of COVID-19 because everyone knows it. The virus was developed in 2019, and the first cases were recorded in Wuhan, China, December 2019. So, everyone knows that. Everyone knows the background story. They're sick of it. So, and I'm sick of it. It's been going on for 2.5 years, and I'm sick. I'm going to be a whining and moaning person in this podcast. I'm going to be like, oh my God, I lost everything. No, I have been affected by COVID, and so has many other people around the world. Millions and millions of people. But what we've learned from COVID, in my opinion, is that humans can be greedy. We can be self-centered. We can be violent, and honestly, we could be disgusting. Why I say that is because during the start of the pandemic, there was this whole thing with toilet paper. It cracks me up thinking about it. Toilet paper. Everyone was just hogging the toilet paper, leaving all the non-perishable food items. Actually, no, they hogged those too. But the toilet paper was the one I found the funniest. Everyone was just going to the supermarket. Oh my God, toilet paper. Everyone was just hogging the toilet paper. And I'm like, well, why are you doing this? Shop normally. Leave something for me too, you know? And everyone was like getting $500 worth the supermarket groceries for like 3-4 months, you know, stashed in their houses. And I'm like, you don't need to do this. It's not like a nuclear war, you know? You don't need to get a food bank, make a food bank in your house and just store everything there. You can still come out, you know, just socially distance and wear your mask and just, you know, be sensible. But everyone decided to go everything, and out of all the items, they hogged the toilet paper. For God's sake, see, there's so many avenues to washing your backside in the bathroom. You can use water, you can use wet wipes, you can use that. So why don't you go for this freaking toilet paper? It was really funny. And there was so much violence in the supermarkets, you know? Everyone tried to get to the same items like quickly, as quick as they could. Like, oh, get the milk, oh, get the toilet paper, oh, get the noodles, oh, get the rest. Calm down. Shop normally. You are the reasons, or actually, sorry, we are the reason that we have supply chain demand and issues, at least a part of the problem, because we've been hogging everything, and the supply chain has been really up and down and broken. So we have to shop, or now it's back to normal somewhat, but we had to shop better and we had to be more caring. So from that supermarket experience alone, I've learned that we humans can be so self-centered that we would just hog everything, don't care about each other, and we just say we should care about everyone. We should say we have to have a moral, a personal moral, stance, and we say all that, but those are just all talk. We don't walk the walk and talk the talk. So, sorry, did I say that the wrong way? Sorry, we talk the talk, but we don't walk the walk. There we go. But yeah, so I just through that experience for supermarkets alone, I feel that humans can be very violent and very, very self-centered. I mean, a lot of people just didn't care about anyone else apart themselves and their families during the pandemic. And then on the other hand, there were people that went out of their ways to, wear a mask and actually cook food for people and pass it around to their families, deliver it to the neighborhood who are complete strangers, but they wanted to do their part in the community to help out. So I appreciate you guys. But to the others that may be reflecting now and, saying that I might have not been the best human being for the last 2 years, just think about it. Yes, it might have been a rough time where everyone just panicked, but you can panic and still have a good sense of self and a good sense of life. You can have all that and still be panicked, So that's one thing I've learned from COVID-19. The other thing I have learned is that we can have people with different ways of thinking, like so different that other people would call stupid way of thinking. Go on YouTube right now, or later on, actually. Don't click out of this podcast, otherwise I'm going to find you. No, I'm kidding. Go on YouTube later and search up Wellington protests COVID-19. And you'll see a swarm of like 1,000 or 2,000 people outside the Parliament grounds and holding up gang signs, holding up gun gestures, shooting at the police stuff, and throwing chemicals at the police, and turning against the government and saying no mandates, no vaccines, no this, no that. And they were shouting, they were like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna kill the government. I'm gonna get Justin." They were just really angry and really violent. And I was looking at the video and I saw the group of people who were protesting, and I said, they look like each other. They literally look physically like each other. I'm not coming about this in a rude way, but the way they were dressed, their behavior, and the way that they were presenting themselves in a bad, rude, racist manner, and violent, that's why they looked like each other. And there are people who are against the government, who are against the vaccine, but they're sitting at home and they're watching the protests, but they're still reserved, they're still nice, they're relaxed. They say, "Oh my gosh, I don't want this government in power. I don't like the mandates. I don't support this at all. But these people, I disagree with these people because they are the reason why our country is getting violent." You can have a person who's against all this and still be reserved, and their reactions could be like that. And then you have another person in the protest going like, "I'm going to kill the police. I'm going to do that. Come at me, bro. I'm going to," and they're like throwing chemicals at the police, burning their eyes and, bashing the police. And then I just said to myself, I said, hold up. So when this protest finished, right? And then you're in your home chilling and there's an intruder in your house, who you going to call? The first person you're going to call, the first number you're going to dial is 111, police. So if you're being violent towards them and not appreciating the fact that they're just trying to keep you off the Parliament ground, trying to keep you from littering the place, from trashing the place, they're just doing that. You're enticing them and you're making them be hands-on and aggressive. You saw the videos, you can compare. You see the videos where they're all just standing in front of the Parliament. Police are just standing too. And they're still saying, please move on, otherwise you will be arrested. But they weren't hands-on. As soon as people started coming in, the police formed a chain and they stopped the protesters to come into the Parliament grounds and trash the place and hurt people. So I've learned from COVID that we can be very violent, we can turn on people, and we can lose our humanity as well. That's one thing. Second thing I learned. COVID. And the third thing that personally I've learned from COVID is that we need more human interactions. Forget social media. We need more people to connect with each other in person. Yes, the slogan of social media is connecting everyone around the world. That's only if your family member is in Europe and let's say you're in USA and you're video chatting. Yes, that will connect you guys together. But when you have the option to get out of your house, get into your car, drive to your friend's place, or to a bar to meet a friend and actually sit down physically, have a conversation, hug each other and have a drink and share your moments with each other, why would you not do that? So this COVID thing really opened my eyes to not just sit at home, to actually go out more. I always went out more because of my job, because of my way of thinking. I wasn't a big social media person, but even now I've learned that I could be even more active physically outside. So yes, this is the third thing I've learned from COVID, to actually interact with people. A lot of families have lost their loved ones, and some of them had the opportunity to be there when they were passing, and a lot of people didn't have that opportunity to get to say goodbye to their loved ones. So yes, being more connected with your family always is the best option. It's the best thing. Your friends and family. These are probably the top 3 things I've learned from COVID myself. And there are minor things I've learned. I mean, everyone has hygiene, a good hygiene, especially in this day and age. But I noticed that in the last 2.5 years, I haven't even had a runny nose or a sore throat. And I said, whoa. I mean, because I come from a hospitality background, I'm sanitizing everything 24/7. I'm washing my hands. I'm sanitizing, but it was on a whole nother level with COVID because after touching everything, I sanitize. Touch the car, sanitize. Keys, sanitize. Phone, sanitize the phone, and vice versa. So I said, because of this personal hygiene thing and the hand hygiene and hand washing, I've actually had not have any cold or flu or anything. So I said, wow. So that's actually it's not a minor thing in my opinion. It's the fourth thing I've learned. Our hygiene is good, but it could be better. and COVID actually, this was the positive effect. And actually, getting away from what I've learned from COVID and coming to the environment section of what we learned from COVID, during the lockdown around the world, there were not a lot of cars operating because, companies were shut down. Everything was online. So for a good 3-4 months, cars were not running and there were no gases coming out of those. I'm trying to bleep myself, coming out of those internal combustion cars. And that was really good for the environment. I noticed that the weather has been quite better in the last 4 or 5 months that we were in lockdown, especially in New Zealand. So I said, wow, I mean, simple as that, you can clean up an environment. We had perfect weather, but we couldn't go out. And thank God we couldn't go out, because I was enjoying the weather and on the porch and just sitting down, having a coffee, working on my stuff online. So that's the fifth thing, actually, I learned from COVID, that COVID was quite environmental friendly. But yes, there are several minor stuff which I learned from COVID, and I'm sure you have. I'm really interested to see what you guys think on this COVID-19. What are the lessons that you have learned personally? How has it affected you? How it is affecting you actually still till now, and what are your points of view and opinions? What I'm going to try to do from the next episode, I'm going to see if I can get callers in. If viewers like to call in and we can have a discussion, because it's really nice to be able to bounce off each other, during a phone conversation, and they're sharing their view, making me go with a light bulb, and then asking a question, or they ask a question from me. It's always nice. So if you're interested in something like that, let me know down in the comments, and I can arrange that so we can have a phone discussion, and you'll be featured on the podcast, and you can do shout outs, friends and family. So yeah, I'm trying to arrange that. So if you're happy with that, if you think it's interesting, let me know. But I think, in my opinion, these are the 5 things I've learned, and pretty much where I'm coming from. The ugly truth of this topic is or the ugly truth that we've learned from this topic is that humans can be really greedy from the way of shopping, from the way of caring. We can be violent, in protests. We say it's peaceful, but it's not really peaceful. We're trying to get violent, and we just lost the sense of humanity, or we just found out that we didn't have any humanity left in the world. We didn't have any love left in the world. We didn't have any care. So these are the things. I think these are the ugly truth of COVID-19. These are the things we've learned. I think as humans we can be better. We do have the potential. No one is born a racist, a hater, a thief, a murderer, a liar, a criminal. No one's born in those kind of ways. Life, people, circumstances shape their personality throughout their childhood, adulthood, and so on, and make them do a thing which they will regret. So, we just got to see how we can help people in times of need. Like so many other people that helped during the pandemic, delivering food, making food, shopping for their families, shopping for their friends, shopping for strangers, advertising on Facebook pages that, if you need anything, let me know, I'll shop for you and I'll bring it to you. Total strangers, but they just trying to help out. So I think that we can really help each other out properly. And instead of having fights with people, useless arguments, we could have loving, funny discussions, and we can support each other, which is the important thing. And we can be closer, and we can share our moments together under one happy roof. Thank you guys for listening to me. And if you have any topics that you'd like me to talk about in the next episode, please send a message or check out the story on Phoenixia Productions Instagram page and pick a subject. As always, thank you very much, and I hope to see you next time.